What is going on, Washington football fans? This is another video coming at you from the Washington Football Report. This is JD. Let's dive into this. So, a couple news come out of Washington today. Washington has cut 5 players. I'm going to go over those 5 players now. 1 or 2 of them are kind of a surprise. The others, they're kind of no names to me. First off, Caleb Brantley. Brantley was not a great player for us, but he's had his moments where he's filled in and been decently effective. So I don't know why we cut him. Maybe Goran's just confident in other guys. Maybe he plans on drafting one. I don't know. I thought having good depth was good at the defensive line position, especially because, it's so easy to get injured at the defensive line. But regardless of that, Caleb Brantley got cut. The next one, a wide receiver, an undrafted wide receiver we took last year. His name was Emmanuel Hall. Emmanuel Hall was he had some good promise when it comes to his abilities. Like, he had some speed, but I think he got injured last year and he was just never able to actually get on the field and play. And I guess with all the additions that Washington has at receiver, that room's getting pretty crowded. The wide receiver room's getting pretty crowded. There's 2 running backs on here. I think I only remember one, Javon Leake, where he got activated. I think he played for Maryland or something. He got activated one game this year or something like that. As a kick returner, or there was a lot of injuries at the running back position, so he got activated one. He never played. I don't recall him ever running the ball. So those 2 aren't that big, but the big one to me is Thaddeus Moss. The reason why Thaddeus Moss is a big surprise to me is, one, I actually had Washington kind of foregoing the drafting a tight end because they let go of Sprinkles. That shows that they're confident in something they have on their team. They let go of Sprinkle. And I had them pegged to not get a tight end in this draft specifically. They were going to focus on other needs. Now I'm not so confident in that. Now I'm pretty confident they're going to go for some semblance of a tight end, maybe in the 2nd round. So I was very confident. I've heard reports that they liked him, but I guess they didn't like him enough. And they're moving on from him. Now, they could still sign him back. They could just release him for some reason, for money, and sign him back for a better deal. I don't know. I don't know the reasoning. All I thought was Thaddeus Moss at least should have got an opportunity to play and get through camp. At the very least, let him get through camp. But no, he's not going to get through camp at all. He's not on the team. Best luck to him. Now I'm just really curious what we have for tight end. Because the only tight ends we have on our roster now, we have Logan Thomas and what's his name? Marcus Ball. Is that his name? Yeah, Marcus Ball. So Logan Thomas, surprised her last year, did pretty well. Marcus Ball, I don't recall seeing him on the field very much. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I think we're gonna draft one though, and it kind of throws my draft master plan out the window a little bit. So moving on. Washington has been getting a lot of buzz about trading up to get a quarterback. Now, me personally, the only quarterback is worth trading up for to me is, Zach Wilson. I've been adamant about that on my channel, but we can't. There's no way we're going to trade up to pick number 2. There's no way. We have to go up so much stuff, and I don't think Ron's willing to do that. So everyone keeps saying that we're going to draft, we're going to go to the Falcons is where we're going to go with this pick. And I don't think Washington's going to do that. I don't think Washington needs to go that high. Falcons have a quarterback. They have a quarterback. They already know he's going to be a quarterback for the next 4 or 5 years still. Matt Ryan is still a solid quarterback in this league. He's owed a lot of money. They can't dump that money anywhere. So he's going to be playing for the next at least 3 to 5 years. So Matt Ryan is definitely going to be there. So they're not going to take a quarterback. I mean, they probably shouldn't. They might, but I mean, you're going to have 3 years of a quarterback, and you're not going to get as much out of those 3 years. They're going to be cheap on a rookie deal. You're not going to be able to play them at all. So that's the problem with that. You have Matt Ryan has 3 or 4 years left on his deal. So if you draft a quarterback and you have a 5-year option, 3 of those years, he's just sitting on the bench. So you're not getting value out of that. You want to have your team playing on a rookie quarterback who playing on a rookie contract for years, so the rest of the team you can spend on the rest of the team before you have to pay your quarterback. That's kind of a strategy to win in the NFL. A good strategy, a philosophy or a good way to win and keep talent and have talent and kind of get the best of both worlds. A cheap quarterback that's good, and you have skill players everywhere else. That's what happened with, look at the last few Super Bowl champions. Eagles, Carson Wentz was still on his rookie deal, and everything else was getting paid, and they had the best offensive line and defense in the league. So they were able to do that because they didn't have to pay their quarterback. Look at, if you look at the Chiefs, same thing. Patrick Mahomes wasn't costing an arm and a leg, so you still had money to spend elsewhere. So I can go through a lot of different teams that do that, but those are the ones. Look at the years ago, the Ravens. You had Flacco got a Super Bowl, and then got paid, and then the team around him diminished because he got paid so much. So you don't have to. That's why like a lot of teams don't want to do that. They want to have their team good and then draft a player. That's what Washington's trying to do. Washington has an elite team, elite defense for sure, and they're building the offense up to be pretty darn good. And then they just need to get a quarterback to plug in, and they're ready. They're ready to just pounce on everyone. So you don't have to draft the 4 because the Atlanta Falcons got a quarterback. Well, so does Cincinnati. They have Joe Burrow, and he's a solid quarterback too. So I don't think they're going to bail on him anytime soon. So Miami Dolphins, same thing. Miami Dolphins do not have or already have Tua. They have Tua Tagovailoa. Detroit Lions, you can say maybe Detroit Lions, but they still have Jared Goff for like 4 years. He's under contract with them, so I don't think they can just bail on him. They might, it's possible, but I don't think they're going to just bail on him. They're going to try to see him out next couple years, and after they rebuild the team, they're probably going to get a quarterback. Carolina Panthers have already traded for Sam Darnold. I'm actually very happy for him. I'll talk about that for a couple seconds. If Washington would have given up that, I would have been okay with it. Giving up a 7th or 6th round this year, a 6th, a 2nd, and a 4th. The 2nd and 4th next year, you don't know. For all we know, that draft class sucks, and we could have got a franchise quarterback. I'm telling you, we're going to rue the day we did not take advantage. I mean, we might get a better quarterback, but I think I'm going to come out looking like smelling like a rose in this one, because he's going to go there. He's going to have a really good team around him. He's got great talent. He never had that in with the Jets. He never had a good coach. And all those things are going to go there, and he's going to be a significantly better quarterback. I don't usually give predictions on stats, but he'll throw for over 3,800 passing yards. He'll have 20+ touchdowns, and he'll have probably about 10 interceptions. And he'll be a much better quarterback because of the coaching staff and the talent around him. And he's a classy guy, and I'm not going to get into why he's classy. I will get into it. He is a quarterback that, with bad coaching, his weapons suck. They basically gutted the team around him of like any decent talent, defense or offense, that he could have had, and traded all of it away. And he still never went out there and complained. He never complained. He never blamed anyone else. He never said, like, all the guys suck. This guy's running around it. He took the blame for it. He took the blunt of all the criticism being in New York. And he never once, like, freaked out of the media. Okay, I wouldn't have blamed him if he did, but he never once did it. I think there's some character in that. And that's why I think if you get him with a good coach, his character will shine, and I think his ability will shine too. But moving on. So if you're looking at this, Carolina Panthers, they don't need a quarterback. They could trade back and get more picks if they want to. You got Denver. Denver is like borderline because they have Drew Lock, and they might want to give him one more year and then go get a quarterback if he sucks. But they also could get Trey Lance. Go get Trey Lance. Trey Lance has played college football kind of close to that area. I'm pretty sure people from like North Dakota, like Wyoming and stuff, kind of cheer for like the Denver Broncos. So there might be a little bit of enticing there. But that's 9 is where like the cutoff is. I mean, because 10, 11, and 12 is our division, and they're not going to trade with us to help us get a quarterback. I mean, it's possible. I mean, Philly did trade us Donovan McNabb once, so it's possible, I guess. But then you have other picks. You have Chargers. They don't need a quarterback. Vikings don't need a quarterback unless they're trying to get rid of Kirk Cousins. Then you have the Patriots at 15. They might need a quarterback, so they might take one of those two. Cardinals don't need a quarterback. So if lot of those guys, a lot of those teams don't need quarterbacks. I mean, let's look at our even division. Dallas doesn't need quarterback. Neither the Giants, neither the Eagles. All three. There's so many teams between there. It does not need a quarterback. Now, what you have to risk is someone else jumping up. Okay, that's why some people think, like, oh, go to 4 and you kind of like guarantee you're going to get a quarterback. But yeah, but if someone else can give up that much capital, I mean, that might just be benefit us because of, I don't know. It maybe Washington doesn't want to give up that much capital, which I don't blame them. But like I said, you could literally wait till pick 14 and try to trade up, and pretty much none of those guys, except for like maybe Denver, is going to try to draft a quarterback. I don't think any other team is. I don't think Detroit Lions are. I don't think any of them are. You have so many teams between there that are not going to draft a quarterback. And so some guys will fall. Now, here's what you got to risk. Here's the risk. Is you got guys trading up. And to be honest, though, I think a lot of teams need a quarterback, but there's some quarterback. Some team, someone's going to trade up for a quarterback. Let's put it that way. Washington could do it, but they don't have to do it at number 4. What I'm saying is they could probably do it at 13. They could do it at even 9. Maybe as high as 14. There's rumor that Cardinals looking to trade up for Kyle Pitts, so that might be something that happens. So that'll happen with one of those picks. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to go over, because everyone keeps saying number 4. We don't have to trade up number 4. You can trade up to number 9 and probably still get one of Trey Lance or Justin Fields. Not that I really want any of those two, to be honest. If I'm being bluntly honest, those are two that I'm not like dying to get anyway. I mean, I'm a Washington football fan. If they draft one, I'll embrace it. I embraced Dwayne Haskins, even though I hated the pick, and I was right about it. I said he's a late second rounder at best, and he needs a year or two to sit behind someone. He's a project. And here's my thing with Trey Lance, and I don't like Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance is overblown. It's overrated, whatever you want to call it, any overword you think of. If we drafted him right now, and all of our quarterbacks got COVID, could he start and could he play well? I don't think he can. And if he can't, he's not a first-round pick to me. Just because he has potential does not mean you got to spend your first-round pick on him. That's like something that's totally misconception in the NFL anymore, is you have to spend like a top pick on a quarterback. There are teams that have gotten not too many top pick quarterbacks pan out. Later pick quarterbacks actually seem to do a lot better, probably because there's more of them. Okay, I like I said, if I want Zach Wilson. If we don't get Zach Wilson, I'm okay getting like Kyle Trask or something in the 3rd round or 4th round. Someone that we can build. Someone that we can build up. He'll get better. He'll progress. He'll become a decent player. Really what I want is Washington to trade back. I want Washington to trade back. I don't want to trade up for anyone. I'd rather trade back to like pick 25 in the 1st round or something. Get like 3 picks, like a 2nd and a 3rd, and really stock up on guys we need. You could do that. If you trade it back to 20, let's say 25. I think the Browns at 25. You can get Zaven Collins, linebacker out of Tulsa. And then if you got like a 2nd and 3rd to trade back a few spots, and now you got 2 second-round picks, you're going to get a tight end and you're going to get a safety, a free safety. You get Brevin Jordan or that Pat Fairmouth guy from Penn State, or you're going to get Richie Grant, or you're going to get Brevin Jordan or Pat Fairmouth, a tight end, and then the second rounder you get from like the Cleveland, you'll probably get a safety Richie Grant or something like that from UCF, and then the third round you're looking at another linebacker, Jabril Cox, and then you're going to get you're probably going to get an offensive tackle. I think you'll get 2 offensive tackles back to back, or you might get a corner too. So many options, but that's what I would do if I was Washington. Trade back, don't trade up. I'm sorry. You're going to get Jabril Cox, and you're going to get Kyle Trask. And then in the 4th round, you're going to get Arlick Jackson. That's what I would do. I mean, that's a very quick summary of what I do in the draft with not a lot of explanation. But regardless of that, I trade back, get more picks. There's so many guys in this draft. There's a lot of talent all over the place in this draft. And I think it would behoove Washington to take advantage of all that talent. So I kind of been rambling for the last few minutes, but I hope everyone understands like that's what Washington should do is trade. If you're gonna trade up, don't trade up to 4. Trade up like 9. Potentially trade up like 13 or 14. You don't have to go up that much. Let's say if you trade up 5 spots, give up a first this year and like maybe your 5th this year and like a 2nd next year or something. You can trade up, and it's not going to cost you as much draft capital by trading up a few spots. This is JD. This has been the Washington Football Report. Hail to the Redskins, and have a good one. See ya.